Hi everyone, welcome or welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to look into the French teen series Young Millionaires, where it's a story about four friends who win the lottery, raking in 17 million euros, but they get in some major mayhem because getting to that money is not as easy as it seems. I did do a recap video for Fatal Seduction season 1, but unfortunately I came across some technical difficulties and I missed my deadline, and so I felt like maybe it was a sign for me to move on from it. But if you would like me to do a video on that, please feel free to let me know in the comment section down below. If this is the first time coming across this channel, you happen to like what you see, please do consider subscribing, and of course if you're returning, I appreciate you all. Without wasting any more time, let's get into the gist of it all. The story starts off with this group of 17-year-old friends, David, Jess, Samia, Leo, cruising on a yacht, enjoying the benefits of their win until they get a text message that stops them in their tracks. 3 months prior to this, they were all living their regular lives and they all seem to be coming from the same economic standing. Jess and her mother are just getting by, and she does not hide the fact that she likes the finer things in life. Samia was about to practice for the national soccer team. She also has a boyfriend, Paulo, who seems to be threatened by the connection she has with Leo. Leo is an overall nice guy, introverted, and he genuinely cares about the environment, but he struggles to assert himself, and it seems like he has a crush on Samia. And then we have David, who lives in a group home and he has no semblance of family beyond his friends. He's an aspiring musician, the life of the party, and he's very outspoken as well. When the group gets an unexpected day off from school, David decides to get a lottery ticket from a cafe that he works at, and he asks everybody to contribute a number of their choice. And it just so happens that a classmate of Jess's, Victor, contributes a number as well. Sometime later, Jess informs the group that they have hit the jackpot. After some initial convincing, they decide to go out and celebrate and start spending the money they haven't received yet, under the impression of paying it back the next morning. Jess spends all of her mother's savings. David rents a G-Wagon from local dealers, amongst them being Samir, and Leo also dips into his mother's foundation funds. But when morning comes, reality sinks in as they find out that as minors, they aren't able to cash in the ticket, prompting them to find somebody over 18 years old who's trustworthy. Jess proposes Victor, who just turned 18. However, David disputed this because he did not want to split the money any more than they already are. Falling into more debt, they already owe Tom, Leo's brother, who overhears them, to buy his silence. This is how they turn to their teacher, Mr. Pivot, who agrees to do it at a lower price. But things don't go quite as planned, as he gets into an unexpected freak accident on his way to the lottery office. So they craft a chaotic plan to try and retrieve the ticket that was in his jacket, and this misadventure of theirs led to a breaking point and they get into a heated argument. In the aftermath, Jess decided to secretly approach Victor alone, which I found suspicious at first, but she did explain that it was actually to surprise her friends, given the fact that some of them already lost hope. And it also did not help that Victoria was acting strange because she was the only one who had access to the funds, and she would make things a little bit tricky for them. So it came as no surprise that I started to doubt her and question her motive. Unable to contain himself, Leo reveals their secret to a girl named Chloe, and this news spreads like wildfire throughout the school, and this somehow leads to Samir getting this information, who also feels entitled to get a share, putting David's friends in more danger. A blackmailer subplot was later introduced, where an anonymous hacker started to psychologically manipulate the group into choosing between the money and their friendships. At first glance, they're nothing alike, yet they share an unbreakable bond. Through winning the lottery, their lives changed drastically. Something they just did for fun gave them a chance to reimagine their lives, and their dreams and aspirations starts to look small compared to the huge amount that they have just earned. We see this with Jess, who started to feel demotivated to study for the exams that will allow her to pursue her law career. And the suspicion that they built around Victor was just a misdirection that they used to throw us off from the real perpetrator at hand. Essentially, it became a bit suspenseful in that regard because it started to become a bit of a guessing game of who is behind the mask. Who is this mysterious person? The show just focuses on the challenges that they face in obtaining and maintaining the money, and it becomes comedically complicated when they try to get themselves out of the mess they have created. When we look into the visual language, the editing and the music choices all appeals to a Gen Z audience. All in all, it is binge worthy, and the plot is not as obvious as the title might sound. However, I did see that some critics did argue that the comedy aspect of it did not translate that well. So do let me know what you think in that respect if you have checked it out. And also feel free to share some recommendations in the comment section down below. I'll gladly check it out. Thank you so much for watching. If you're still watching up to this point, I'll see you guys in the next video.